Big important news in relation to Immersive Stream that connects to Stadia Retail. Blog post put out there earlier today, and I want to make sure that it doesn't fly over everyone's heads because I think something important was told with these actions today. See as new Stadia Immersive Stream pivot spearheaded by Dov. We're going to talk about it right now. Let's get into it. Now, let me say this before I get into my normal bumper spill. How did I butcher my new favorite person over at Stadia's name? I said the new Immersive Stream pivot by Dov. This is Dov Zimiring. But shout out everybody. It's your boy MM2KF, PNTS Network, and StadiaDosage here with a live action SDO daily. This is a special one. I whipped this together real quick. And I wanted to get together with you guys in the chat, you guys and gals in the chat, get some of your thoughts on this stuff. Shout out to everybody that's showing up already. Let me see if I can shout y'all out right now. Shout out to my good friend John Scar who says hello. We got Ray Sherrod, Sneaky Ray with the eyeballs. What's up, peeps? Says Geek to Sneak. Good to see you, my good friend. And as more and more rolling in, we're going to talk about this stuff. But let me just preface all this with some things. First, there won't be an SSC podcast. There's just too much happening in gaming right now. Like, we got the Summer Games Fest. That's going to be happening in about a couple of hours or an hour and a half. There's still a Division 2. Hey, Geek, if you're paying attention, there's still a Division 2 apparel hunt that I really didn't get to dig into yet, dealing with my wife's doctors and all that. So yes, for selfish reasons, I am canceling SSC podcast, even though there's a lot of great news, let alone not just today, but this week. We had World War Z. The developers finally, get out of the caverns with the people from the movie Us. They finally came out from the caverns and told us, hey, look, we're going to do some crossplay. That's great. Had Stadia community celebrating over that. But then today, or just within 24 hours, we got two great pieces of content. First and foremost, Saints Row. Saints Row was rated for ESRB. Now, again, as I've said in our morning tonic, that does not guarantee when or if the game is coming. It's been rated for Stadia, which makes it a strong likelihood. But we have seen games in the past before be rated for ESRB on Stadia. We've never seen them on the platform to date. But this is a very big and strong sign that A, we're going to get to have fun and play one of the bigger games of the year. And two, that unlike what some of the people in the nether regions of imagination are telling you, Stadia has not given up on AAA games. And that's going to be part of our discussion. But the third piece that, even though we're not having an SSC podcast, we still want to talk about with people, is the third piece is this whole Immersive Stream thing. This is good for the platform, but what I think is even bigger is how it's being promoted by Dov Zimiring. I believe one of the co-founders of Stadia, right? I should know this, right? With all the Stadia news and stuff that I promote. But one of the co-founders or co-creators of Stadia, he's taken more like a product manager leadership role, and he's helping to roll out some very, very important things. Let me see something. Just want to make sure. I knew it. I was about to embarrass myself because I was about to go to the web, and the web wasn't going to be ready. No, that's not it. What? Okay, that's not it either. Okay, I can't find. Jesus Christ, I can't find what I want to show you here because OBS wants to screw up. Unless, do I not, is this not OBS? Yes, this is OBS. I don't even get this. Why isn't it? Give me a second, folks. I'm sorry. My deepest apologies. It's happening here. This is so odd. Like, I literally can't see. Wow. This is weird. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to pull this out. And then we'll put this up here. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to bring this. OBS sucks. Really does. I really yearn for the day that something other in the cloud comes. God, okay. Guess I won't be doing that. Something else in the cloud comes that allows me to utilize trying to stream these assets, because it sucks. Okay, there we go. All right, we got that. All right, so now I should be able to show you what I want to show you. It doesn't make any sense why I couldn't before, but lo and behold, you know how we do. Oh, can I do it? Let me show you something. All right, there we go. Smart. It's a twist. I'm doing all that hoopla and huffing and puffing just to show you a daggone tweet. All right, so here's a tweet that I sent out earlier. And I say, hey, Dov, for the doubters in the back, can you say that one part louder? And that's in reference to a tweet that Dov sent out. And it's talking about powering discovery and trial with Immersive Stream for games. And as you can see here, I'm still fanboying down here. I love this tweet. I love this blog post. And I think it's very important in many ways. Here's what I want to do first and foremost, though. I want to address the haters. I want to address the haters and the doubters. I was having some interesting conversations with qualifiers this morning. And again, it's nothing personal. So, some people's approach to things are misguided, and it is what it is. And sometimes it just takes a little conversation to try to, persistent conversation to try to help them understand that there's nothing wrong with what you like. There's nothing wrong with how you personally feel over a product or a service. That doesn't mean that in order for how you feel to mean something, that you then got to distort reality and make it seem like that everybody feels the way that you do, especially when data says otherwise. Like, I'm happy in my own skin when it comes to the things that I like or the things that I detest. I don't need everybody to agree with me. So I don't have to make these overzealous points that, if you don't provide what MM2K wants, Stadia, you're dead. No, that's not true. They've determined the market that they want to target. They've determined the way that they want to access them and how rapidly they want to access them. And quite frankly, they have access to data that we don't have and they haven't released. So all I can do is go by the data that I do know and tell you likelihoods, but I'm not going to base my likelihoods off of stuff that isn't there. You know what I mean? So this is for the haters in the back. That I get it. The end result of what you're getting in your hands currently does not satisfy you. That's okay. You can't make everybody happy. But that doesn't mean that someone's stopping or, well, it's me, Bird. They're not developing for Stadia no more, Bird. No more AAAs are coming, Bird. All that stupid, silly talk just because you're disappointed. Like, we should take a step back and have a better check on our emotions. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm sad to see over the last, just in a matter of 3 months, when we rolled into this year, in the first 3 months of this year, everybody was, reasonably okay. They were like, we get what's going on. Things are slow, but they're slow because they're trying to do A, B, and C, right? And then it's just things just catch like fire here, and it's young. It's very young, very naive here in this new emerging cloud community space. So things catch on like wildfire, and people don't kick the tires. That's one thing I'll say about mainstream gaming. You may have a lot of crazy stuff happening over there, but I can't just create a video or send out a tweet and people just flock to it, like flies to you know what. Like someone along the way is going to kick the tires and say, nope, throw this garbage out of here. It has no validity. That doesn't happen here. And it's unfortunate because, again, themes and beliefs catch fire that are not acclimated to the truth. But the fact of the matter is that just because you don't like Stadia or just because you like Stadia doesn't mean that all gamers are going to feel that way that you do. The best you can do, particularly if you like Stadia, the best you can do is introduce the platform for what it is. And if someone likes it, welcome them in. You know what I mean? The best you can do is if you're disenfranchised from the platform, speak up. Say, hey, look, I don't like this, I don't like that. And if this continues, I'm going to put my money elsewhere. Don't try to speak for everybody. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean that MM2K doesn't like it either. Don't speak for me, okay? That said, put something out there. Get together like-minded gamers. Maybe you can help influence change. If change doesn't happen, then go about your business and find something that does make you happy. And I'm not saying that because I'm like, oh, phooey, you don't like what I like. Get out of here. No, I'm telling you as a gamer who was with a platform for decades, longer than a lot of you have been alive. I was with a platform for decades, happy as a fat kid in a candy store. Then all of a sudden things got uprooted. They changed what they're doing. I was no longer happy. Now, granted, if you're with something or somebody or anything for decades, it's a lot harder for you to let it go. So yes, did I linger for a couple of years? Because I'm like 20 years and then these 2 years, and then to be honest, the entity that I'm talking about, they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna do what you like. We're gonna get there. We're getting there, promise. And to this date, they haven't. They haven't executed fully, and I feel appropriately, on the things that I was looking for from many realms, on many levels, right? A lot of empty promises. So I have a choice. I could say, well, I spent money with you for 20 years, and I could use that money to put more kids through college. Phooey. I'm going to be here and I'm going to complain forever. I'm going to hold you accountable. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm going to hold you accountable for your war crimes. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be doing a show here. I'm sorry. Whoa, just some of y'all, man. Whoa, my God, man. I got, like my grandmama used to say, bless their heart. Oh, my God. So I'm going to hold this company accountable for its war crimes against humanity. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to complain, because I spent money here. So that makes me entitled to transfer my money as partial ownership of this company and run the boardroom. Woo-haw! No, it doesn't work like that. You're a consumer. You buy something. If it isn't to what you like, you got to adhere to whatever return policies is there. Cut your losses, move on. I had to do that after 20 years. I got 20 years of catalogs and games that have followed me through a particular platform, and I just had to let it go. So all that sitting there bickering and whining and complaining, you're actually feeding into what gaming is not about. Gaming is about joy. It's not about activism. I get it. Yang Ye has made a compelling case that it is about activism. It isn't. It's about joy. So if you find joy, great, pursue it. If you don't find joy, great, go somewhere else and pursue finding it. You know what I mean? But anyway, so all of these platforms in these infancy years, they're trying to find a way to get to a sweet spot where they can reach billions of gamers. I've routinely argued that you're seeing a slower pace from Amazon and Google because, in essence, they already have their bridge to 1 billion gamers. What is that bridge? It's their streamers. It's integrating their gaming services with their platform, with their streaming platforms. Boom, there you go. There it is right there. Why do I say that? Did I pull it out of my rear end? No. Phil Harrison has been saying that since 2019. He even referred to Stadia as a place, not necessarily a console. Now, in these early years, yeah, they're just ways to play games in the cloud. But as cloud gaming becomes more popular, and then more of the things that only cloud gaming can do becomes more in demand, that's when we'll start seeing it becoming bigger and better than just playing games in the cloud. So because of that, Stadia's apex is it being a place where streamers and a place where content consumers are all together in the same arena, right? So basically, again, like I'll use, PewDiePie. PewDiePie says, all right, got Battlefield 2092, whatever the Battlefield is at the time, when now that all these streaming platforms are getting all the games, right? And I got 5 slots open. I'm sending these 5 slots open to picking random people in the chat. That now tears down that fourth wall of I'm a content consumer, and so therefore I can just interact with you and chat with you, to now I'm actually playing the game with you. That's huge, right? So that's Stadia's and Luna's apex. So there it is. That's why they're like already at the 5-yard line. They're just chilling. They're watching the clock. Now, you may see the other cloud platforms throwing bombs and they're running back, spinning like Barry Sanders and doing all this fancy stuff. Stadia and Luna sitting at the 5-yard line. They're already there, right? So that's why they're doing their things methodically and slowly moving with it. That being said, Stadia did come across a serious hurdle. The aforementioned piece of where these cloud platforms, their apex is the merging of their streaming and the cloud technology. That's great, but you still got to be able to springboard from something now. And their porting process just wasn't up to par with their peers. So gamers, a number of gamers had very high expectations, some too lofty, but some fair expectations because there were expectations set up by Stadia themselves, right? And Stadia couldn't consistently meet those expectations as far as games and performance because its porting process wasn't where it needed to be. Well, they had a plan A, to where plan A was, due to various reports and stuff like that plan A was, we're going to reach 1 million active users by the end of 2020. We're going to use that to catapult and raise our bargaining chips versus these developers. And these developers are then going to, I didn't even have any music playing. These developers are then going to, let me know if y'all prefer with or without the music. The developers are then going to turn around and say, you know what, we want to get in on this. You guys got 1 million active users. This is great. And they didn't get there. Unfortunately, they didn't even get close until December, so then they realized that, okay, plan A is not going to work. We got to, again, have a sustainable business model, as Phil spoke to in the SG&E closure letter. So now we're going to repivot our focus. We're going to close down SG&E. We're going to work closer with our partners to help them deliver games. That's always been the plan, but we're going to work closer with them to make that bigger and better. And the third part, which didn't come till later, is we're going to redefine our tools. All right. So I want to pivot back a little bit, where a lot of people turn it off. You said Geek to Sneak, turn off the music. Y'all want me to turn it off? I'll turn it off. And let me turn the music off. All right, I'm turning it off. Okay. So what Stadia is doing is they're taking immersive stream, and I've seen this on the internet being ridiculed, but if you think about it, it's actually smart. So they've taken Immersive Stream and they've said, you know what? What if we utilize our power to bring gamers games that they want to play that they normally can't play, either because they can't buy them or they don't have the machines to do it? We were trying to do that through Stadia primarily. And as we tried to do it through Stadia, it didn't work out. It didn't work out as using Stadia as the driving force to do that. The media misconstrued stuff. We stumbled along the way in the messaging. We didn't reach goals. And now Stadia kind of like has this pariah over it. Or it's just, you know, it has this stain to where we're at a point to where we got to let it grow organically, because if we advertise it too much and try to get it to grow, that's going to bring out the wombats and whoever to misconstrue our message, muff it all up, and then get even more gamers against this. Luckily now, not too many gamers are aware or even or know too much about all the negative stuff about Stadia, because they don't even know what a Stadia is. So we're lucky there, but we got to be careful on how we promote this thing. Okay. So we had that reality. But now you got this thing called Immersive Stream, where nobody's been negative about it. Nobody has been bad about it at all. The only thing that they've said about Immersive Stream is they've tried to use it to discredit Stadia and say, this is why Stadia is going to close, because they're going to focus on Immersive Stream. But nobody denies that the end result of Immersive Stream is bad. Or nobody denies that it's good. Nobody has nothing negative to say about Immersive Stream. If anything, when they're talking solely about Immersive Stream, not what it does for Stadia, but when you talk solely about Immersive Stream, it's all positive. Right? So now that you have this thing that is going to bring demos and bring your favorite games like Resident Evil to gamers, but then it's separated out from the Stadia name as far as pushing the narrative. This is all Immersive Stream. Like Immersive Stream built Stadia. You see where I'm going with this? Or you see where they're going with this? Now you have a clever way to market for Stadia, attach Stadia behind its bigger brother or sister, Immersive Stream, which has no negative connotation to it. So it's like, okay, you were able to play this game on this website. Great game, right? Great experience, right? Awesome. So kudos to the team that made this happen. Kudos to Capcom and everybody else that made it. Oh, by the way, if you want to see something, if you want a more fleshed out experience caused by Immersive Stream, want to indulge in more games, try some free trials. Sign up for a subscription or two. Check out our total offerings courtesy of Immersive Stream via Stadia over at Stadia.com. You see what's happening here? You see where, again, you had a situation where Stadia itself, at the forefront of all this Google Cloud Gaming offering, tried to take they tried to take the wheel with Stadia. And by them taking the wheel with Stadia, they slammed into 7 trees and almost fell off the cliff, right? So Dov and company says, all right, your head's bleeding, you're seeing triples. Take homie to the hospital. Take them to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Figure out what the blood level alcohol is. Here, let's pull the car out. All right, now let me drive it. Let's fix it up. Let's polish it up. Let's replace the windshield. All right, let me drive this thing under the moniker of Immersive Stream. Does that make sense? It should make sense, because to me it's ingenious in many ways. So again, let's go back to my tweet. I said, hey, Dov, for the doubters in the back, can you say that one part louder? What part am I talking about? It's the end of the blog where they say the future of exploration and play. Immersive Stream for Games makes games more immediately accessible for players across more devices with the ability to choose how and where they want to play. And compared to the challenges of in-person industry events, cloud gaming is unique in its ability to help publishers develop their games for players to discover and try in seconds. That's the precursor of Immersive Stream, the bigger sister or bigger brother, now leading the way, now clearing the brush out of the way. But here's where now you're bringing Stadia along with you. Our work with customers like Capcom and AT&T, as well as our own ongoing development of Stadia, gets us much closer to helping players around the world easily explore new adventures. So yeah, you may be impressed by what you're seeing right now. Yeah, it's pretty impressive, right? Guess what? There's more. There's more. You can enjoy this game, the full game, and others. Or you can enjoy it here through Capcom, but there might be other games that you might want to try. You want to see what Immersive Stream? We have a collection of what Immersive Stream offers over at Stadia.com. Now, it's great that you've experienced Immersive Stream singularly here and there, but if you want to see the collective of what Immersive Stream offers, come over to Stadia.com. Very smart move. Because here's the thing. We gotta keep it jiggy. The Stadia name is tainted. I'm not going to argue if it's fairly tainted or unfair. It is what it is. When you're making these big decisions like Dov has to do, you can't deal with what's fair, what's not fair. You deal with what is. And the fact of the matter is, this Stadia name is tainted. Now, some people say, oh, I think it's tainted because they haven't showed confidence, or I think it's tainted because they haven't been forthright or whatever. You can look at evidence of where it was very clear that none of that was an issue. And the name and the things that Stadia said still was twisted out of context. So the name is tainted. Google, in a lot of ways. And a lot of Stadia's problems is because of the Google name. And Microsoft went through a lot of this, a lot of unfair tagging. But that's the main thing that is driving this pivot, even in the advertising, is because Immersive Stream isn't tainted. And it's hard to taint Immersive Stream. It's allowing you to play games that you normally wouldn't play with a click of a link. Great games like Resident Evil Village. Great games like Control. Great games like Batman Arkham City. You're now playing those via a click of a link. And if you want to experience the collective of what Immersive Stream has to offer as far as games are concerned, if you're impressed by what you see here in this singular instance, and you want to see the collective of what Immersive Stream has to offer, come on over to Stadia.com. Does that make sense? This is huge. This is huge. This is smart. And this is why I'll say to a lot of my friends out here in the cloud world, again, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not trying to be mean. It's just sometimes 3 years in, when we try to point out to you, hold on, maybe you have a misunderstanding of what's going on. And it happens because a lot of people are new to this. Maybe check this out or absorb some information from here so you can better understand what's going on. So what I'm saying is, to a lot of my friends that were losing their lunch over Immersive Stream being promoted so much, there was a reason why. Immersive Stream is going to clear the brush so Stadia can follow right behind it. Because it's hard to hate on Immersive Stream, right? That Stadia thing is tied to Google, but Immersive Stream, it's bringing games to Capcom. It's bringing games to Warner Brothers. It's bringing games to Remedy and putting those Remedy games in places, or it's, bringing opportunity to those entities and putting those games in places that normally you wouldn't be able to access the game through. Now you can. Mainstream or cloud. You ain't got to be a cloud gamer to enjoy the experience of Immersive Stream. Now that's their way of tapping into the mainstream market. It's through Immersive Stream. That's what clears the brush. Because Stadia couldn't do it alone. Stadia is too tainted. They tried it, doing it through Stadia, and Stadia goes and hits retail, and Immersive Stream hits its path, it clears its brush and it didn't work. So now Immersive Stream got to clear the brush for all. That's their pathway to the mainstream. And a lot of people were having heartache and belly aching because Stadia was using Immersive Stream and promoting it the way that it does. But if you want them to get closer at some juncture, incrementally or whatever it is, if you want them to get closer to the mainstream so more gamers can come on board, this is your ticket right now. Immersive Stream clears the brush. Stadia continues to build. Stadia continues to become more convenient. More games come. People play through Immersive Stream and say, hold on, this cloud gaming thing ain't so bad. I'm playing the hell out of this Resident Evil. I love this. Well, if you like that and you want a collective of what Immersive Stream has to offer, come on over to Stadia. I think it's smart. We'll see how well it works, how well it pans out in the future. But let's go take a look at the blog itself. All right. So this is from Karan Arora. He is the product manager of Immersive Stream for games. And Karan says, growing up, I faced a big decision every year. Which new video game would I put on my birthday list? I could rarely try out a new game before buying it, so this was always a risky and stressful choice. Within the past decade, though, internet-connected devices have made those choices a lot easier by helping us quickly discover new games and entertainment. With cloud gaming in particular, players can try out a new adventure in just one click without waiting for downloads or installs. Now, those first two paragraphs are just the introduction to talking more about the hopes and aspirations with Immersive Stream. But check this out. Immersive Stream for games, Google's cloud gaming technology, powers both our Stadia gaming platform, where there's a link. And if you click that link, it takes you to the trials page. Right then and there. We're talking about this cool thing called Immersive Stream that you just got to experience Resident Evil Village on. Ain't this awesome? All right. So Immersive Stream powers this other thing, Stadia. So check it out. There goes the link right there. And publishers' ability to deliver games directly to their players. And today, Immersive Stream for games is supporting world-renowned publisher Capcom with their launch of cloud demo for their award-winning survival horror game, Resident Evil Village. More players than ever can now try the game in seconds on Capcom's website. via their computer browser and compatible smartphone or tablet at no additional cost. Explore Castle de in its mysterious village within the demo as long as you want and as many times as you dare. So again, this thing that brought you Resident Evil is Immersive Stream. They could have very easily just called it Stadia Business, but the name Stadia is tainted right now. So now they have Immersive Stream. And Immersive Stream is this powerful thing that brought you Resident Evil. And a prime example of that is why it was important to make that difference. I was just on Twitter earlier. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can find the tweet. I was just on Twitter earlier today. See if I can find the tweet for you. This should crystallize everything. Everything. Let's see here. This should crystallize everything. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, my posts. Man, let me see if I can find it. Oh, give me a second. I'm sorry, y'all. Whoa, I tweeted a lot. There was a lot of news this within 24 hours. I woke up and my phone was going crazy. All right, so maybe it's a reply. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I should have had this in advance. I'm sorry. Crap. Where's it at? Come on. Jesus, I should have bookmarked it. Okay, here it goes. Here it goes. I found it. And I'm going to bookmark it. So I want y'all to see this. So Resident Evil puts out this tweet, right? And this user right here, they put out a tweet talking about Resident Evil Village on streaming demo is available now. One click is all you need to play instantly. Experience the Village and Castle demo now to get a taste of the critically acclaimed game. So that's all they put out there. They don't talk Immersive Stream, nothing like that. I played it last night. It's like playing, Resident Evil Village on Stadia, right? So this user right here won't lie. That's pretty wild that you could play a video game with just a link. Say that in a positive tone. So shout out to Impro Joe. Impro Joe says, I know, right? Google Stadia. And then some kind of fox says, don't bring a failure into this. But here's what he didn't realize, which a lot of us reminded him of, is that this is powered by Google Stadia, or Google Stadia and Immersive Stream are pretty much the same underlying tech, right? So now you should be able to see, or should be crystallized, why it was important to have Immersive Stream be its own entity opposed to it calling it Stadia Business. And again, I'm not going to get into the whys it happened and the hows it happened. That's a whole nother podcast. But as far as trying to promote the Stadia name on a mainstream level, it's tainted. Every time Stadia could do anything. Anytime Stadia does something, here goes a flood of mainstream people that are trying to capture that message, distort it, and turn it into something ugly. Now, thankfully, that hasn't been done at a massive level. It's been done every time Stadia has been brought up at a mainstream level, but it's not done at a mass level. Why do I say that? Because there's not a lot of people that even know what a Stadia is, which is good right now. So, but what Google has to be cognizant of is that when they mention that Stadia name outside of the cloud, it's going to get hammered. It's going to get attacked. But they got to reach the mainstream somehow, right? And that's where you bring out, that's where Immersive Stream comes to solve just that. Immersive Stream powers this. You actually get people to play it. Because here was the problem before, remember? And studies have shown, once people play cloud gaming, they're charmed, they're turned, they're hooked. Our very own Squid and Bibbidi Bop, also soon alive, they were people that had doubts about cloud gaming. But then they tried it and it turned their thoughts around. Most of these people that are talking negatively about cloud gaming, or in particular Stadia, they won't even touch it. Even though there's a lot of ways for them to touch it. Now, they get to touch it, not realize that they're touching it, and now they can't make the claims that they made before. Because it's like, look, this person, I bet you if I looked them up on Twitter and saw what they said about Stadia, it'd probably be 1,000,000 times over the crazy stuff that they said about Stadia. But now they like Stadia and they didn't even actually know it. So now they get to sit back and they go, oh. Like that one GIF with my man from The Wire, where he's I forgot his name, where he's locked up or he's on the corner, he's on a block, and somebody says something to him, and he's just brushing his face like, oh. Now they're sitting there like, oh, this Stadia thing ain't bad. And then that's when this part comes into where, well, if you actually enjoy it, come check out this link. Come see the collective of offerings that Immersive Stream has right now. Come see a collective of game offerings powered by Immersive Stream over at Stadia.com. And I wouldn't even mind, again, knowing the business side of things and knowing what works as a business, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to power this, how this works as a business. I personally don't even mind if down the road the lingo goes to, all this is powered by Immersive Stream. Immersive Stream powered that exhilarating experience that you had with whatever game on that website. Well, this Stadia, explain Stadia's failures. Look, here's the thing. All Stadia is at the end of the day is a website with a collection of Immersive Stream offerings. That's what it is. So if you enjoyed Immersive Stream on that Capcom site and you want more, just head over to our repository for a collective of those experiences over at Stadia.com. Right? Now, a lot of people may say, but that's not, but Xbox doesn't hide behind Microsoft or this and that. They don't hide behind PlayFab. These are not traditional consoles. And you're not dealing with a traditional bunch that are accepting to cloud gaming. You're not. So you can't do everything the same way that they do it. You do what works while you're building your infrastructure, building your games. You got to understand what the root cause. You got to look more than just than meets the eye, okay? And that's what happens in this community a lot is we don't have the ability to deep dive and dig and understand from 5,000 feet how this could help. So Immersive Stream is very vital, and Immersive Stream being the catalyst for Stadia is very vital now. That's just been broadcast via this blog. Immersive Stream is vital to the catapulting of Stadia. It's just Immersive Stream is going to be the big sibling. Stadia is going to be behind it. And as Immersive Stream plows down the brush and clears away, people will be like, "Oh, I like this Immersive Stream. Yeah, I want more of that." Well, come and see my brother Stadia for more of that. Okay? Or if for my Division 2 fans, you know how you got that tank, or any game that you play where there's a tank character that you got, that tank character is going to have to take the lead. You may have a fancier looking character that can flip and do all types of pixie dust or whatever, but if you put his behind up front, you all are getting decimated. You got to put that tank character up front, the character that cannot be penetrated easily. And that character is, in this scenario, Immersive Stream. You can't hate on Immersive Stream. It's putting Resident Evil on Resident Evil's website, and everybody can play that castle demo for free now, just via a link, whether you have a console or not, a joystick or not. You can't beat that with a stick. So that's why I say on the business front, I need my people to understand business better. I know now, a different argument that I will say is I get to where, all right, we're doing a lot of this for Immersive Stream. Let's see what's actually coming for Stadia. I'm not disagreeing with that. But if Immersive Stream takes the lead as far as clearing that brush, and they say, yes, Stadia is a byproduct of Immersive Stream, this is why. It's not to make immersive, it's not to disregard Stadia, not to bring games to it and to throw it to they can't do that, for one, because they would lose a very serious competitive edge versus Amazon and Microsoft, which Google does not want to do. So for anybody that thinks that Google is just going to throw away its cloud gaming efforts, you are oblivious to the business side of it, period. Oblivious. Secondly, they haven't even reached their apex yet. Their apex is when they've merged their streaming side to what Stadia is offering, and it's seamless. PewDiePie, I got 5 codes, come on, for any game. When Stadia finally becomes that place that Phil Harrison spoke of, then that's when they're at their apex, and then that's when all the chips are on the table. We got to see what they can do. That's when, you pull out your judge cards. Then, and to be fair, the same goes for Luna. That's when you pull out your judging cards and your timers and all that other stuff. Right now, they're just building. Just right now, while they're building, they have retail-worthy products. So they're offering them at a retail level. And they have to do that, really, because in order to build that AI and machine learning and all that other stuff, they got to put these things in your hands, and they're not going to give them to you for free. They're not going to sit here and say, okay, we just added, there's now a total of 150 games that you could have gotten from Stadia Pro. And I don't even know if that number's correct. But we're glad that you're part of the Stadia beta that's going to be going on and on and on. So we gave them to you for free. No. Hell, even Xbox is in beta, which really doesn't mean anything because they're asking you to pay for something. Right? So I wanted to go live. I hope this makes sense. Jeff Keighley's about to come on with the Game Awards, or not the Game Awards, but the Summerfest. I'm going to check that out at 2, and then I'm going to be playing some Division 2. But I hope all this makes sense. Let me go to the chat and get everybody's thoughts on this. Let me flip this over this way. Oh, I see Shay Capo here. I see my brother Shay Capo. Uh-oh. Oh, man. All right, so We got Nerds World. This is what's up, everybody. If I don't get off at a decent time today, I'll play some Division 2 this evening. Cool. Ron Slusher in the house. What up, good people? Hey, everyone. Let's get some Stadia gameplay on here. This was very, very important, and I just didn't want it to fly over everyone's heads and people just have the atypical argument, oh, they care about immersive streaming, don't care about Stadia. No, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that, and it's very interesting and invigorating in a lot of ways, too, to see that this is the approach that they appear to be taking. This is how they're going to deal with the Stadia stain. The stain of the name Stadia. This is how they're dealing with it, and I think it's a smart move. Because how can you hate, just like I showed you guys, how can you hate on immersive stream when it's creating scenarios like this? And this guy's like, won't lie, this is the sentiment that you're going to see over and over again. Now you're breaking down that wall where people won't even try Stadia. It's like me frying up a dish and then people, there's rumors that whatever I'm frying up is horrible. Like, I'm trying to think of something. What was, seafood. Okay. When I was growing up, my mother hates seafood, but my family loves it. Mother hates it because she's like, oh, look at it. It's gross and it's slimy and it's not good for you. It gives you botulism. And just she was making all types of crazy stuff, right? That's how my mother is. I love her, but she reminds me of a lot of you cloud gamers out there. You don't like something, you want the world to be like you, so y'all just make up anything. But that's what she was doing. She was telling my sister all this stuff, and to this day, my sister still won't eat seafood. My sister and my mother were so close. My mother could tell my sister anything and she'll do it. I was the complete opposite. So, one day I'm over at my cousin's house and they're having a fish fry. And there's clams and lobsters and crab. And I'm gonna be honest, for a while, I was like, oh, I don't want it. And they're like, oh, well, that's more for us because seafood is expensive. You ain't gotta eat it. But one day I started to realize that my mother, at a young age, I realized that my mother just had this sense of, I gotta feel like that what I'm saying is meaningful or right. I'm not confident enough on how I feel. I gotta have other people agree with me. So I'm just gonna make it. I got a sense that my mother had a tendency to do that, so I stopped paying attention to some of the suggestive things that she would tell me. And so then one time I went over to my cousins and they were having a fish fry, and I said, put one of everything on my plate. They're like, what? Yeah, what? Yep, put one of everything on my plate. And ever since then, I've been in love with seafood. I loved it. You know what I mean? It's getting past those myths, those fears, because at the beginning, I wouldn't try seafood because I'm told, look at it. Oh, it looks slimy. And in a lot of ways, it did look slimy, if you never ate it before. And then your mind starts formulating this myth about how it tastes. Then you're told it makes you sick and gives you botcha, just, whatever type of thing that's out there. So then you don't even want to touch it. But then when you finally touch it, and eat it and have it or indulge in it, you realize it's not that bad. In this case, people are in a roundabout way being exposed to Stadia and they don't even realize it. Because really at the end of the day, now the pitch is Stadia, all Stadia is a collective of immersive stream experiences brought together for retail. I like that. Hey, Dov, y'all can have that. Y'all can have that. Someone clip that. All Stadia is a collection of immersive stream experiences put together for retail. That's all it is. I'm going to say that again. All Stadia is a collective or a collection of immersive stream experiences put together for retail gamers. I'm going to say it again. All Stadia is immersive stream. All Stadia is, oh, damn it, I forgot it all. Well, what is it? All Stadia is a collection of immersive stream experiences put together for retail gamers. Dov, y'all can have that one. Yep. Great stuff. All right. Hello. Hey. It's not okay, SPG. We didn't get Elden Ring. Stadia's dead. Exactly. No Elden Ring, damn it, Google. Damn you, Google. What else we got here? Chris in the house. He's watching. Yo, Chariot Man. What's going on, brother? Barry Sanders is the best running back. Yes, I agree with you. I agree. Fight me on that one if you don't agree. Barry Sanders is the best running back of all time. All you got to do is watch. Now, granted, there were running backs that got more yards, but Barry Sanders did not have the best line, and the man had to scamper for his life pretty much every run. He would give him the line that Walter Payton or OJ or anybody else had, and let me see what else we got going on here. Immersive Stream Tech is going to lease. Why not Google get their real estate money? Yeah. The Game Vault is here. What? Is Stadia dead? Yeah, it's dead for the 99th time. Where's Amunar? I don't know. He's probably crying somewhere. Dov, why did you put out that blog, Dov? I don't know where he's at. Kel F in the house. Weebay. Thank you, Kel. Yeah. Weebay. And the reason why I kept getting confused, Kel, is because where I come from, we got somebody named Weebay. And I was like, no, that might not be the name. So I don't want to put the person's government out there. I said, I must be mixing up, because you know what I'm saying? But no, Weebay. Yep. Weebay is the person on that gift that's like, oh. Shout out to Kel F. I can't believe he said don't bring Stadia into this when he didn't even bother reading the article. If he said wise, they know Immersive Stream is powered with Stadia. Oh man, uneducated. Yeah. There's a lot out there, man. There is a lot out there. Uh-oh. Hello, everyone. Virtual hug. Weebay, MM2K, Weebay. It's all good until Stadia's name is mentioned. Loving the demo. Yep. Immersive Stream. Dude was accused of having Vaseline on his jersey. He was so good. Yeah, Barry Sanders was good. So hopefully that makes sense to y'all to why they're leading with Immersive Stream. And don't be concerned because again, with them leading with Immersive Stream, they tell you here. Let's go to the bottom. We're gonna read the whole thing, but let's go to the bottom. Immersive Stream for Games makes games more immediately accessible for players across more devices with the ability to choose how and where they want to play and compared to the challenges of in-person industry events. Cloud gaming is unique in the ability to help the publishers deliver their games for players to discover and try in seconds, or work with customers like Capcom and AT&T, as well as our own ongoing development of Stadia, gets us much closer to helping players around the world easily explore new adventures. So if y'all are like, well, what is the roadmap? Like Stadia, what they don't do, which is what Xbox does, which I'm so glad, because I hate to say this, and it's important to say this. I know Geek just thinks, like, man, get off of Xbox. But here's my problem, Geek. I've been with Xbox for decades, and I finally had to break loose because a lot of empty promises, like even in the cloud. Oh, when we release the Xbox Series X, we're gonna release xCloud with it simultaneously. That came out of Phil Spencer's mouth. Oh yeah, we're when we upgrade these server blades, the output is gonna be it's gonna be competitive. And lastly, we just heard about it last week. Yeah, when we dropped this, we were going to drop a dongle, but we're going back to the drawing board. There are so many things with Xbox under this current regime that have been promised that they had to fall back on. They like to talk about things when they're in flight. meaning it's a business process. You go through a research and discovery process where you figure out what you want to do. Then it gets approval. And this is how it normally works. All businesses ain't like this, but this is how most Fortune 500 businesses work. And then a team is dedicated to making that thing happen. While the preliminary things that are being that the thing is meant to do and all that other stuff, once those have been figured out and then you're putting it together, that's what is considered in flight. Normally, while things are in flight, you don't talk about them as a retail offering. At best, you'll say, well, we're looking into Xbox is looking into releasing our cloud versions on retail. They don't say that. We are going to do this. We're going to do, and then they just don't do it. And then they just go past it like they never said it. So this whole thing about them having a puck, and then now the puck is gone and don't expect it anytime soon, to, they might come out with a box, to, they're gonna allow you retail games at the end of the year, but we don't know which ones. Like the 4K was supposed to come. I had heard from someone from Xbox that 4K was supposed to come in 2021. Where's the 4K at? You see what I'm saying? Like, and they just skipped over that. Where Google on the other end, they don't tell you stuff. It's the complete opposite with them. They don't tell you stuff until stuff is landed and ready to go. Oh yeah, by the way, you're going to get this game tomorrow. That's what they do. I think, there's cons and pros to both approaches. The pro to Xbox's approach is it keeps their community invigorated, but they fall short of delivery. It keeps their community excited. It gives them red meat. That's what it does. It gives them red meat. It gives the podcasters stuff to talk about, so the podcasters are happy. It gives the fanboys, the super enthusiasts, something to be excited about, because this is what they're promising. But for the people that just want to play games and play these experiences that were mentioned, it doesn't do anything for them because it never comes to fruition. And someone could have made a purchasing decision because you talked about something that was in flight, that wasn't a steady thing. You talked about something that's in flight, because a lot of things that are in flight, they get bottlenecked. You realize, okay, this is going to take too many resources, or this is just out of our scope, or what, and it gets canceled. So a lot of people don't talk about retail-wise things that are in flight. It's not until they're about to land. Okay, we're about to wrap this up. We've gone through all of our major hurdles, all of our major milestones. This thing is going to end. This thing is going to exist. So then you start talking about it. What Google does, they wait till it absolutely landed. And the cons to that is you don't give any red meat to your base. Podcasters aren't happy because they're not getting all these different variations of different things that are supposed to happen over different times, different. They don't get all that. So they're not happy. But who is happy is, okay, you guys are steadily improving. You guys said on Monday, be on the lookout for XYZ, and then we got XYZ, right around the corner. You don't mention anything until it's actually coming, until it's verified coming. So there's pros and cons to each approach. I would like for Stadia to talk a little bit more about things as they're landing. I understand that this is emerging tech. I understand that there's going to be bumps in the roads and relationships have to be established that are not established with mainstream gaming. So I don't have the same expectancies with Stadia or GFN or Luna than I do with its mainstream platform. So it's okay if you tell me about something when your original plan was for it to come out in March and it doesn't come out until December. That's okay. But unfortunately, I get it. You got a lot of people that have lofty expectations for a 1% business that are going to cause an uproar. So you just decided, look, we can't make everybody happy. We got to pick the lesser of two evils. We're just going to let people know when we're literally carting it out on the floor. But one thing I will tell you is that please do not fall for that rhetoric that immersive stream is getting all the attention and Stadia is being ignored. No. Immersive stream is strategically put out there as that tank player to clear the brush for Stadia. It's all in that paragraph that I just read you. Let's read some more of this though, and then I'm gonna go. This is our goal is to reduce the amount of time and effort that it takes to access games so that players can quickly rediscover new worlds and adventures. With immersive stream, publishers can deliver games for their players to try in seconds. For example, in the past year, AT&T used immersive stream to make Control Ultimate Edition and Batman Arkham Knight available for their customers to play. With the power of AT&T's 5G network, customers have been able to easily try these two award-winning games. Great stuff, right? That's cool stuff. Guess where the collective of those capabilities are? Guess where the collective is? Stadia. Let's continue. For Capcom's immersive stream helps them experiment with cloud gaming to deliver a AAA gaming experience directly to new and current players' device that they already own. AAA. That's what this platform is capable of. That's what they want to continue to flesh out. Guess what you're going to see in the future? A continued collective on. A collective of this, where? Stadia. Immersive Stream also powered the launch of Stadia, showcase how a dedicated cloud platform can help discover more than 200 games and counting without waiting for downloads or installs. Today, we're continuing to explore new ways for Stadia players to easily find and try new content. 15 trials of full game. Come on, this is a blog post about immersive stream, and Stadia got its own excerpt. So this shut down all the haters. 15 trials of full games are now available on Stadia for players to explore at no additional cost and without creating a Stadia account. With more trials coming this year for some players, Stadia click-to-play trials are an easy way to try cloud gaming for the first time. For others, they're a chance to check out new gameplay genre or play a new game they've been on the fence about purchasing. And we already know that last paragraph. I hope we understand now. Oh, Amador is here. He says, I'm here, Stadia's dude. Now, you were sitting there crying. You had to clean up the tears. Oh, my God. Why did that Dov do that? That damn Dov. Oh, gosh. I'm going to tell y'all this. Aaron Hoffman John is my favorite person at Google. But now I think Dov, with this pivot and just without blinking, despite all the negative criticism that he got for focusing so much on immersive stream from the gaming brass, when they just simply didn't understand how immersive stream was being strategically positioned to help Stadia do more, he unapologetically continued his focus and did it. And now I think we're at a great moment as far as something pivotal happening that can help bring more attention to Stadia in a positive way. So when you lead talking about immersive stream and then cascade it down to Stadia, I think that's going to be very effective. So I like that. Says, but you're right. Google doesn't say anything until it drops. Imagine a Stadia flip-flop like Microsoft. Oh, dude, come on. What it is you're seeing people that are upset about Stadia because they wanted things now. I wanted this now. So now they're trying to make it a binary choice. Now, Xbox or GFN or even Luna, anything that anybody else does is so much, everything that they do is better. Stop. But all y'all keep talking about is Stadia. If what they do is so much better than Stadia, then you shouldn't even be bringing up Stadia. That don't make any sense to me. Like, I do mention xCloud at times, but I'm so enthralled in the cloud gaming and I'm enjoying Stadia so much that I rarely talk about Xbox. Imagine me saying Xbox stinks so much. But I'm talking about Xbox more than I'm talking about Stadia. That proof is right there that it's just a bunch of bullpucky. It's just pile on internet stuff. And, sometimes you just got to let people be on the internet and just ignore them. Hello, all. Okay. Well, with that said, I appreciate all of y'all. Thank y'all for coming through with such short notice. Enjoy Summer Games Fest. And then later today, me and hopefully a geek. You missed out on an opportunity, brother, last night. Me and Average was killing it, man. We're going to be back on tonight. So join us. Join us, the Old Dirty Blasters, as we play some more Division. All right. And with that, and again, go to StadiaDosage.com. Here, let me put it up here. Go to StadiaDosage.com. I want to thank you all so much for how you guys have really here. Let me show you something. Oh, okay, that's I am showing it to you. How you guys have really gone above and beyond to check out the website. So much great news there. Saints Row gets ESRB rating. Capcom publishes Resident Evil Village. The Backbone 1 controller coming to Android with 2 free months of Stadia. So much great Stadia news on here. Definitely check it out. Go to StadiaDosage.com for more on the latest and greatest in Stadia news. All right. With that being said, I appreciate all of y'all. Time to get ready for the Summer Games Fest. Until next time, have a wonderful game.